Alright guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a main menu for your game. Super easy. The coding part, pretty much you'll just copy what I do. Other than that, just follow along. Alright, you're going to want to go to a new game or open your existing game. We're going to open base plate here. And what we're going to want to do is click on Starter GUI. This is an Explorer. If you don't have Explorer and Properties open, you're going to want to go up to View, and whenever those are grayed, they're going to be on the screen. Alright, so we have Starter GUI. Now we need to click on the plus sign here, and we need to add a Screen GUI. You don't need to change the name on this, just leave it what it is, totally fine. And within the Screen GUI, we need to click the button again, and we need to add a frame. And within Screen GUI, we need to click it again and add another frame. We're going to do two different frames names. We're doing main frame, and we're going to do credits frame. No spaces. Make sure you make both of those capital on the first letter of both words. Credits frame and main frame. All right. Now let's get to making everything we need to do here. All right, so we're going to lay out all the basics of what we need and then go in and set everything up. Okay, so we have both our frames there. Okay. So let's grab this guy. This is going to be credits frame, and this is going to be main frame. So let's get credits frame out of the way for the moment. Let's go over to main frame. All right. So main frame is going to be where we want both of our buttons at. So let's drag this out, make it about that size. We clicked the wrong thing. Okay, so we'll get main frame about that size. Okay, the first thing we want to do with main frame is we want to go in and background transparency 1. We do not want to see main frame. Actually, you know what? Main frame, we want to be the size of the full screen. Drag this guy full size. There we go. I'm actually going to take off my output and script analysis. I can drag this guy all the way to the bottom. Make sure we're full on all sides. There we go. Alright, so we went over and we changed the transparency from 0 to 1. 0 means off, 1 means on. Okay, and then let's go through and look at this. Okay, so name is mainframe. That's what we need it set as. It's set when we set it here, it changed it here. We scroll down, let me see, everything's fine on mainframe. So mainframe is done for itself. Credits frame, we're going to figure that out in a little bit. For now, we'll leave it right there. Okay, so on mainframe, we need to make two buttons inside here. Now we need to, oh, wrong one. We're going to click the plus here, and we're going to do text button. And we want to drag this button down, maybe about right there. Looks good to me. And then we want to go back to mainframe. Oh, I clicked it again. We want to do plus, and we want to do text button. We're going to bring it down and put it here. There we go. So we got two buttons on the screen lined up. Now we need, this is just to show you what you can do. You don't have to do both buttons. You can just have a play button. You can code in a play button and an exit button, whatever you want to do in the long run. Okay, so we're going to name these both as, this guy as play, and then this one as credits. And this is going to be a place where you can put, you know, the names of the people who helped on the game or made the game. So the scripter, the animator, the producer who did the sound, all that stuff, you know, the modeler, yada yada. Okay. So within both of these, we need to add a script. So we're doing local script. You're going to want to just delete this print hello world right now. Get rid of that and close it. It'll auto-save. You don't need to name the script. We're going to go down to credits, and we need to create a local script. Again, we're going to delete the hello world in here. It always does this. It's a kind of an entry line into LUA scripting. Actually, it's an entry line into every kind of programming language. They teach you that the first thing right off the bat. Okay, so now we got both our buttons set up. We got our scripts, so both the buttons will work when they're pressed. But we haven't done the scripting yet. We're going to come back to that in a moment. So let's leave those open. Let's leave that set up. Mainframe is done for the moment. We just have to do the scripting later. But we do want to set our buttons up correctly. So play, we changed the name of it to play. And that's so the script, our code, can reference this button. But you notice it still says button on there. Let's go down here, and we need to go to it's going to be text. And we're going to change text on that to play. There we go, play. And we're going to want to do a few things to make that bigger to look good. So let's go with bold. And this is a text I like to use all the time, luckiest guy. And let's go to text scale. It's a little odd looking. Yeah, so let's not use text scaled with this font right there. Let's actually go over here to text size, and let's throw in a 40. Yeah, 40 will work. Okay. And we're going to take the button and we'll shrink it down just a little bit. We could take this guy and shrink him down just a little bit. Give you some guidance lines to line it up. So we got play, and let's do a few more things to this button. Okay, so we want to do a background color. I'm just going to go with, since like play means to go, to continue, let's go with a green. Let's do kind of a flatter but bright green. There we go. All right, and so let's jump out to the credits button. We're going to do some of the same things to this guy as well. So let's change our background color. Let's go something kind of matching to that, a little different though. Let's go that color. Scroll down. All right, name is already credits. Again, since we changed credits there, it changed it here. We need to look for text. There we go. And we're changing text to edit. Enter. There we go. And we are going to want to again go bold. Go whatever font you want, but I'm going luckiest guy on this one. And then we need to go to we're going to go 40 again. That works. And let me show you another. Here's a trick I like to do too. These are kind of plain with a square. The color ends off right there. So what you want to do is go to, scroll back up, and you're going to look for border pixel size. Border color is already set to black. You can change that if you'd like. Just throw in a 3 is a good solid. It gives us a little line around there. The higher the number, the thicker the line's going to be. The lower the number, the thinner the line's going to be. Let's throw one on plain as well. We already got our border color black. And let's set border pixel size to 3. Now you can do some interesting things to kind of alternate stuff up. Let me show you this right here. So we could do the play button. We have the green on that. We can actually go to border color, and we can change it to the blue. And offset that one with that one. You can do color options with it. It's have fun. Do what you need. Do what you want. I'm going to go back to black for now. There we go. Set it back. Okay, so we got both those buttons set up. It has scripts inside, so we can fill out the scripts so each of the buttons does something later. Right now they work. You can also use image buttons instead of text buttons, and the image buttons allow you to upload an image or a picture, like an X or a check or anything, depending on what kind of button you want to make when you're doing this. Now keep in mind, while we're making a main menu screen, this can all be used for other things. You're pretty much learning how to make UI and buttons and all that all in one. So let's go back over to, so mainframe we're mostly done for now. We want to go to credits frame, and within credits frame, this one's going to get a lot more items, okay? We need to bring this guy down. We want to kind of center it on the screen. Now we need to make it bigger because we're going to have multiple items within this. Let's get it pretty big. Let's go like and we want it to cover those two buttons. You'll see why later. Is it not letting me drag this down? There we go. All right. Okay. So I like that. That's a good size right there. Okay. All right. So we want to make a color for this right off the bat. So let's take care of that. Let's go green like our go button. Let's do border size 3. There we go. We got a black border around it. It's looking pretty good so far. Okay, and let's see. Everything else should be good on it for now. We do have to come back and change one thing later on this. I'll show you, but for now we can't do that because we need to change it. Okay. All right, so within credits frame, after we've got the color and the border set, we want to create a button. And this button is going to be the close button. So once we open the credits and you can see them, you have a way to get back out and back to the play button. So we're going to go on the plus sign right here. We're going to add a text button. We're going to grab this text button. We're going to drag it down. I prefer to put it at the bottom. You can make little squares, put them in the corners. You could put it wherever you'd like. It doesn't matter. But make sure you put it inside this window and make sure that it's inside credits frame on the Explorer. So let me place this button right. It says that's centered. Okay, we'll go with that. All right, so on this text button, let's start off with our background color. Let's use, since we did green for that, let's do the blue we used earlier. Let's do border pixel size of 3. Let's give us some contrast in between the two colors. All right, so we need to keep scrolling down. We need to make it bold. We need to change this again to the same font we're using for everything else. We didn't do text scaled because that didn't work out great with this font, so we're going to go back over here and use that same number I went with earlier, which is 40. And then we need to change the name of the button. It needs to be... Okay, so the actual name of the button up here, you need to make sure you change this to credits close. And the reason this is important is because the script we're going to write is going to reference this. Okay, so we got credits close. There we go. Now we want to change what the button says. Still says button on it. That's going to be text. Text right here, and this is going to be close. You could also write back or exit, whatever you'd like. Okay, we can kind of scale this in a little bit right there. Make the button a little tighter. All right, so that's what we got right there. It looks fairly good. All right, so we're staying on credits frame because we're still working in here. We got more things to do. Now within credits close, the button, we're going to need a script later so the button actually does something. Local script. Go ahead and delete the hello world like we did earlier so it's clean and clear so we could start later. And again, you see, we can click the button. Doesn't do anything. If we started the game, we click the button, wouldn't do anything. We need to put a script in there at each of these buttons to make them actually do something. The game just knows that we want a clickable object, that when we click it, it's going to do what we tell it to do with the script. Okay, so basically I hope you guys understand that. So we got 3 buttons so far. Behind this screen, we have play and credits. And then inside this window here, we have close, which is our credits close button. Now remember that all of these, there's going to be 2 different main things on them. You're going to have the name of the button and then the text within the button. Those are always going to be 2 different things. So like on credits close here, the name of this is credits close. When we tiled it up there, it changed the name credits close. And that's what the script is going to look for this button with. And the word close was text that we put down here at the bottom. And that doesn't matter. You could set that to whatever you like. Again, like exit, back, credits, close. You could use an image button instead and put an X to X out of there, whichever you would like. Okay, so now we got that set up. We have scripts inside all our buttons. Now we got to put the actual info in here and maybe a title up top. So we need to go back so we're within credits frame, and we're going to add a text label. And this text label, we're going to want to move it. So we're going to grab this guy over here. We're going to want to put it in the top. Let's make it a little bigger. We're going to drag it wider and drag it lower. And then so what we're going to do inside this is we need to make the background on this transparent, changing it from 0 to 1. We don't want an outline on it. We don't want contrast between this. We don't want it to look like a button. Nothing interactable. We just want to make a title. Okay, so the name on this, we need to name it, doesn't matter. I believe we could just call it title. There we go. And that you could have just left it, honestly, whatever you wanted. Now let's come down here. Let's again go bold. Let's go luckiest guy, which is what I was using. You can again use whichever you like. And text, we're going to change this to credits. Hitting enter will change it. We're going to go up and see how 40 looks. That's kind of small. Let's jump up to 60. There we go. We're going to go with 60 today, folks. All right, so I believe that is all done for that one. Yep. Okay, so we got a title set up here. So that looks good so far. Okay, so this is the part where you're going to put in the names and their roles. So what we're going to want to do is you're going to want to be within credits frame like we were here, and you're going to want to add a few more things. What we're going to add in is a text label. And we're going to grab that text label and we're going to drag it down. Let's put it about right here. And let's drag it the whole length of this so we can fill in whatever we need. Now we want to make this text label transparent. So we're going to change background transparency from 0 to 1. There we go. Wow. Okay. Now we don't want any border on it, so we're not going to add any kind of border pixel size. We're going to scroll down. We're going to keep looking. We're going to go style again, bold. We're going to go again, luckiest guy. I know it's getting repetitive, but I mean, it's easy. You're learning. You're going to be good and do this yourself later. Okay, so we want to go with our original number. We did everything else. We went so much larger on the title. Okay, so we got 40 there. And all right, so the next thing is we want to go to our text and we want to type, let's say, producer. And let's put some little double dots at the end. Hit enter, and you notice it's centered. How are we going to fit a name over there? Scroll down in properties, and you're going to do text, I believe, X alignment, and we go left. There we go. Now let's see how that looks. Now that is kind of far to the edge, so let's grab it and pull it in just a little bit. There we go. All right, so that's perfect. So pretty much what you're going to do with this is, while you have this selected, going down to text, where I stopped with the double dots, you would type in the name of the person. For example, me. Now, if that's too close for you, let me show you the quick trick for doing that. Add some spaces. 2, 3, there you go. Got it. Okay. So this, what we're going to do is we're going to right click on this, we're going to duplicate, and we're going to drag it down. We're going to right click on this, we're going to duplicate, we're going to drag it down. We're going to right click on this, we're going to duplicate, we're going to drag it down. We're going to right click on this, we're going to duplicate, and we're going to drag it down. All right, I know this looks odd. Okay, just bear with me, bear with me. Here we go. Okay, so we got a lot of text labels over here. The first one we did as producer, P-R-O-D-U-C-E-R, producer. I like to give them capitals, so let's fix that. All right, and then so this one we're going to do modeler. Yeah, I spelled that right. Okay, and the next one we're going to label as animated. And the next one we're going to do as... what am I missing? Modeler, animator, producer, scripter, and then sound. There we go. So now we got titles, so they're all organized. So within producer, we already know it's written as producer. Within modeler, we need to go down here, and we need to click and highlight that and change that to modeler. There we go. Just move off of that, and we need to go to animator. Type that in there, animator. There we go. Then we need to go to scripter. Type that in here. We got it. And then we need to go here to sound. Go in here. See how quick this goes when you set them all up with duplicate. So much faster than making each one of these one by one. All right, we don't change title. That's our top here. So we got producer, modeler, animator, scripter, sound. Currently, it looks like I do everything. All right. Okay, so this is completely finished. The only thing that's not going to be done here, well, there's two steps. There's something I have to show you, and there's also the script we need for this button. Okay. All right, so first we go over to what's it? It is the whole credits frame. Okay, so you need the credits frame highlighted. You want to come down to visible, and you want to make it unvisible. And I'll explain why right now. If we leave visible checked, when they log into the game, they're going to see that screen right off the bat. We don't want that. We want it hidden until the script calls for it to be shown. And so right now, if you need to edit it and change it, you'll have to come over here to credits frame, and you'll have to check that to be able to get to it, to see it, to change it. And besides that, we're hiding it right now because when we want the players to log in, we want them to see the play and the credits buttons. Okay. All right. One thing left. Let me see. So we did all that. We got that hidden. Okay, so I believe it's time to go on to the scripting. All right. Okay. So first we're going to go to which one do we need? Let's go to the play button. All right, so just follow along with me here. Pause as you need. I'm sure eventually one day somebody will copy the stuff and paste it down in the comments as well. So we're doing local, and you got to do that lowercase, and then we're doing capital G UI space equals space, correct? And that is lowercase dot parent dot parent. Go ahead and hit enter, and let's put a space in between the next line. We're going to do script dot parent dot mouse button 1 click. Now make sure you can also click on this command or hit enter here and it'll finish it off with that, but make sure you did mouse capitalized, then button capitalized 1, and then click capitalized. It all needs to be perfect for this to work correctly. All right, and then so we're going to do dots, we're going to do connect, and these guys function. Function's going to be, if I remember right, not capitalized, but we need click. And the game's going to automatically add this extra one and make sure to delete that. Now it's going to show up that red line. Don't worry about that. Just enter drop down. It's throwing the end in for us and knowing that we got to fill in the rest of the code in between here. Okay, so pretty much it's saying once mouse button is clicked, and this is what's going to happen. So GUI, double dots. That was capitalized GUI, by the way. Capital Tween position with a capital P. medium 2 dot new 0, comma 0, comma 1, comma 0. Again, we don't need both of these guys here. We can get rid of 1. We're going to go comma space. This is I and capital O out. Comma space Sine comma 3.5. We want that last bit. Let's see. There we go. All right. Yeah. Whatever. Okay. We need this to go a little longer, so now we need I equals 1, 5, 2, wait, space 0.05. This is the time we're waiting. Enter. Game. And this is going to be a blur effect we're adding in. It's going to hide what's behind the buttons. So they don't really know what's going on until they click the play button and get it. Sorry, I was talking over what I was typing. So we did Lighting.Blur.Size after game. Game was lowercase, Lighting.Blur.Size all capital. Space equals space game dot lighting dot blur size space dash space 3, and that's going to be it. If you enter, you'll throw a space in there. You just want to drop down. This all looks good to me so far. If there is an issue, I'll come back to it and change it. We'll test before we go staring at it too long. Okay, so let me see. We finished the play button local scripts. We have 2 more scripts to do. Let's go to the credit script. Right here. Okay. All right, just follow along with me again. We got script, got capitalized parent, got mouse, capital button. We are doing the 1 click, so we could enter, let that autofill in for us, double dots, there. Function. We don't want a variable within it. We just wanted to end right there. I forget, do we need both those? We do not need that one that they add on there. If I'm right. Yes, that's fine. It does want us to enter right here. We're going to go lowercase script dot uppercase parent dot uppercase parent dot uppercase parent dot, and that's because we made what we're referencing right now is credits frame. Remember how we checked that box and made it not visible? This right here, dot visible, all that capital, is going to check that box temporarily for us. And we need then, and this is creating, the variables of what's going to happen. Okay, did I make that line right? I don't know if I did. Let me look back up at this for 1 second. We're getting a red line up there. Script dot parent dot parent dot parent credits frame dot visible. Oh, I forgot all this stuff. Okay, so let me see. Equals I got way ahead of myself. All right. What? Crazy Chris. Okay. All right. So equals dot correct dot parent. I forgot. Got so many parents here. Dot parent. Dot parent. I messed that one. Parent. Oh, you gotta capitalize that, Chris. Okay, so yes, parent dot credits flow. Space between both words capitalize dot. Okay. Right. Yes. Okay. So now we can make our if statement. So if script dot parent, it's even annoying, parent dot parent string dot visible, then parent dot parent parent visible. We only want 2 parents here. Keep that in mind, guys. False. Okay. And then this one's also going to only have 2. So else script parent parent principal equals true. No case on the false and true, guys. Okay, we already got end and end. We can get rid of this just to clean up our code. Backspace twice. I believe we're done here with the credits button. Okay, let's just go do a quick play and test them. See if these guys work for us. Ah, play's not working yet. Credits is not working. We'll see if we did something wrong. Okay. Let's finish up. Okay, so we have one script left to do. It is credits close script. And then so right here we go script parent mouse button. We're getting our one click. Dots, capital connect. Drum links. Okay, we only needed one of those guys. All right. So I believe that's all correct. We just need to drop down to the next line. Script lowercase dot double parent. Woot if you got 2 parents at home. There you go. Equals space before, space after, and then we go lowercase false. All right, so we need our if statement again, like in the other ones. If not yet, and I can explain why that is. So the other buttons were outside of the credits GUI, so it had a third parent, and now we're within. Yeah, you know what I mean. So there's 3 parents because the items were within more items. 2 parents when they're within less items. And you know how we had the screen GUI, and within the screen GUI we had the larger window, and within the larger window we had 2 buttons, and then within that we also had the credits window, and within the credits window we had a button. So like that credits window button is going to have parent, parent, parent because it's within 3 items or 2 items. You get what I mean. Okay. So if not script.Parent.Parent dot capital visible, then drop down, we need script, finishing our if variable dot parent and parent main frame, capitalizing main and frame dot visible equals true. I believe that's the end of our script. Okay. I need to look this over. I felt like maybe we missed something. Okay, Screen UI has its proper name. We got the play button. Did we name play? We named play. We got the credits button. We named credits. We got both our scripts within them. We named credits close. It has the script within it. We've got all our title, all our roles. All right, so let's just give it a shot and see what happens now. There we go. Play drops down. All right, let's stop. Let's go back. Play again. Start our credits. Okay, everything's perfect. All right, that's pretty much it, guys. I will paste all the code into down below, and that's how you do it. All right, save you guys some time by putting that code there. Make sure you copy and paste it in the right spots. And you guys have a great day. I hope some people learned something and you guys enjoy.